Welcome to the Corner House Chronicles podcast. We are excited to share this journey with you. If you like what you hear and you'd be interested in supporting us, check out our Patreon page. The link will be in the show notes. Everybody come on in, sit down at the table, Corner House. I guess this will be our holiday episode. It'll be coming out just after Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
I hope you had a Happy New Year.
I hope I have a Happy New Year. 2017 was kind of sketchy. A little vague.
A little vague. Yeah, it was an interesting year. I'm not much one in for yearly recaps.
No?
No.
How about yearly resolutions?
Oh.
Do you make New Year's resolutions?
No.
No?
I like to say I do.
When did you stop making New Year's resolutions?
When
Because we all do at some point in
Yeah.
life. I mean, it's a game you play, but...
It's when you get that consecutive year after year of never achieving them. Eventually, it just kind of, you know what? Let's just skip the formalities, and we'll just try and do better. We'll just give it a little more effort. That's what we're going to do. I used to set the same ones. I'm going to save more money. I'm going to eat less junk food. Yeah.
Exercise.
I just do what I can in life.
I don't do any of them either. I give up on them. But, you know, it's exciting stuff if somebody has one and they stick to it and you find out about it, right? And they're like, yeah, I've been doing this since New Year's. It's been 3-4 months. Congratulations.
It's usually pretty shocking. That they're like, oh, wow, you're 4 months in? Good for you.
Yeah.
I just follow The Rock on Instagram, and he makes me feel like shit every day.
Oh, that's easy to do.
I mean, you follow a couple of those type of
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, well, just people that are so motivated that do so much
With their everyday
with
free
their everyday
time
thing,
lives.
and you're like, man, I could be doing more, but look at all that work.
Happy New Year. That's what it is. Some people say, have you seen the Twitter things where you start the song at a certain time right before New Year's?
Lord.
And then it starts. The Phil Collins ones has me, though.
It does sound interesting. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, if it hits right at midnight, and that's the one part, and
It could be a
imagine
good way
if
to
you
start
could
off the
Mike
year.
Tyson somebody the same time, right at New Year's, pow, right?
Everyone else is just like, oh.
Yeah, like the Hangover when he punches him, boom, and that's how your New Year starts. 2018's on a roll. That'd be kind of cool.
Start off with some fireworks.
Some dental work.
So I guess we skipped a little bit of intro. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron, here with John. We do have a guest here today.
I told you it would happen before the New Year. Are you going to introduce our guest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Jason.
And that is all he's
That's all
got.
That's all he's got.
That's all you need.
This is Jason. This is Aaron's brother, Jason, the one you keep talking about.
Yes, this is John's
Every time-
cousin, Jason.
My cousin Jason. Every time Aaron says my brother, this is who he's talking about.
How's it going?
How's it going, Jay?
He's waiting for a response, people.
Yeah? Are you feeling a little older today?
A little bit.
Happy Hatch Day, sir.
I appreciate it.
You made it another year,
I did.
right before New Year's. See, it all ties in together for you.
Full circle.
It does that every year for him.
Funny enough.
Yeah, I'm not much of a resolution guy. I gave up on it, like I said. It was too much pressure on myself.
I find that once I started looking a little bit more at the short term, the little things I could do every day, I feel I accomplish more changing myself in a day-to-day than I do in a course of a year. Because whenever you do a course of a year, you're looking at long-term goals that you can't really see your achievements in it, and it always seems so far off. And to me, it gets a bit overwhelming. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach it, and then you start worrying about it. Whereas if I just look at it day by day or even week by week about the things I want to fix, the small steps I want to take, and every time I keep taking small steps, they eventually build up towards those goals. So I always keep those goals in mind. Like eating less junk food, eating less fast food. I drive, I'm on the road all day, so it gets difficult. But if I can make one change one week, keep going every week with one change, and then start a second change, things like that, I get a lot more.
The daily moral victories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And man, I need a lot of victories.
And especially making the long-term goals, and then life's just like, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Not today.
It always finds a way to kick you. You know, it's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
happen. I like to think of all those daily goals too, but the New Year's resolution is that one, like the shining star thing. It's just something aside from those daily goals, which I don't do. So it doesn't even matter.
What was the last New Year's resolution? One that you really tried that you can remember?
I can't remember. I'll be honest with you.
Quit smoking. That was mine.
Yeah.
That was it, year after year after year.
What would you do, like 3 days, 4 days, maybe a week, and then if that?
Or I tried the weaning down method.
Yeah.
I can have so many cigarettes today, next day one less, do that for a few days, 3 days, and then one less. And it, to me, when it comes to something like smoking, it's all mental. I enjoy smoking. So if I want to
Yeah.
quit, I have to have my mind made up. You know what? I'm going to quit.
You got to find something to replace it almost.
Because trying to trick myself or wean myself doesn't matter if my desire to quit isn't there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the last big one that I can remember.
I don't remember anything right off the top of my head that I aimed for. You know, it was probably exercising, and like the day after New Year's, I was like, man, screw all that.
Like the same stuff everyone usually goes through.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink less. I'm going to work out more.
And drink less was never on my to-do list.
Then you go out for New Year's Eve, you get trashed, and you wake up in the morning, you're like, yeah, I'm going to drink less today. And
no more.
I'm not exercising.
Oh,
No
God.
more. You know what I think it was? I think it was pop. I think I gave up pop for New Year's.
You did that.
Because I haven't
did do
drank
that.
pop in like 4 or 5 years, except A&W root beer, because I don't count that.
No, yeah, that's acceptable.
I don't count it, but I only drink it on tap, you know, when I go to the
At
restaurant.
A&W,
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
buy it at the store in a can or a bottle or anything like that. But
In a frosty mug, if you please.
yeah, that might have been the last New Year's thing I did. And I actually stuck to that one. My mom did, I think, smoking. I don't know if it was New Year's, though. Now
So
that
your
I
last
think about
big
it.
one that you can remember is pop.
Mhm.
You achieved it, and you're like, psh, go out as a winner.
That's it, man. Retire on top.
There you go.
I'm holding the Stanley Cup over my head at that moment. Every year, this time of year, woo!
Championship.
I put it up real quick and go back and about my business. You guys done with your Christmas shopping?
Nope.
No?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? I finished mine yesterday, officially.
I finished mine last Saturday.
Nice.
Friday or Saturday.
Is that a record? I
No.
never finish this early.
Oh,
I'm a Christmas Eve shopper, admittedly so.
I'm thinking about taking care of it tomorrow.
In the past, I've bought knickknacks.
Small things
Small
here,
stocking
there,
stuff,
right?
those little things you see here and there. But the bulk of my shopping, it's one order on Amazon, and if it didn't get placed then, you're not getting it this year.
It's fair.
It's a lot easier that way. Then
Yeah.
Then you just got to dodge all the packages from the kids
And the thieves.
and the thieves. I haven't had a problem with that, luckily.
No. Did you see the video of the guy that he created a fake package to leave on his doorstep because they kept taking his Amazon deliveries, and it had a blank shotgun shell built into it to where when you move the package a certain
Like distance?
certain distance from where it was set, the shotgun shell blows off and the lid pops. And dude, the videos of these people running
man.
for the hills and falling off this porch are unbelievable.
I saw the one where the guy put, I think it was dog shit in the box and said it to explode, and he had a camera out on his porch, and then they took it, and it was on a time delay from when it was picked up,
Did they get to the car?
and they got to the car, and they drove down the block, and they were panicking. Oh, it's not going to be,
See it
it's not
come
going to be on the
flying out
camera,
the
it's not going to
window.
be the camera, and then you see it come flying out the window. They hop out, they try to brush themselves off, jump in the car, speed off.
I haven't seen it, but I'm going to look for it now.
Yeah, that was a good one. Because you're right there with them, like, oh no, you're not going to see it.
Oh.
They're going to get past that stop sign down at the corner, and you want, oh wait, they stop for no reason. There's a box out the window.
He called the shit poop. This guy, though, the one I'm talking about, he sells them. You can buy the shit. He'll ship it to you, and you just set the trap on your porch.
I guess if I had people stealing boxes, I would probably do it.
Wouldn't that be awesome to videotape? to be able to show. I mean, you can watch it on the internet and know that somebody else had that
Stick
fun.
a GoPro inside, so when it
Something,
pops open,
anything,
you get to see
yeah.
their face.
Or mount one in your yard so you get the video of them running for their lives because a shotgun shell just blew off in their face. I don't even know who made the videos. Do you have it? Is that what you looked up?
No, it reminded me of this company. It's a website called Ruindays.com. You can go on and order pretty much a letter saying some bad things. I don't know what it says. Someone paid real money for this, and it's just an envelope full of glitter. So when they open it, just half a pound of glitter just poof.
Oh, like shoots up in their face?
Yeah, and it's like they have one that's an envelope, one that's like a little, like kind of a small poster tube. And when you open it, it's like spring loaded, like the snakes. And like
That's so cool.
and it's just glitter and poof everywhere.
I would hunt someone down and kill them.
Yeah, but you just got caught stealing their stuff. You know, like...
Oh, is that if they steal it?
No,
You just
to
send
Oh,
that
that's
to
just
someone.
a gift?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can put like
Someone-
however much it is, and
Oh.
then have it mailed to like your brother or
Oh, I'm totally
You
going
mail
to
it
do
to your
that.
brother, he'll knock you out.
Mail it to my brother.
Oh, you can do that. I'll laugh at that.
I seen that before, and I thought that was like, man, that would be funny, but not to receive one. I'd be very
No, you remember the old prank where people used to empty like the hole puncher shavings or the punches into your dashboard, so when you turn your heat on when your car comes down,
Yeah.
boom, or flour. The videos of the chicks putting flour in the hairdryer, so when the girl turns the hairdryer on, it blows all over her head. That's awesome too.
the guys from The Walking Dead, Norman Reedus,
I
and
think I remember seeing that too. Yep.
the guy's just like, how much did you put in here? She keeps going and going.
What were we talking about? That we got
How
to
this
there?
is
New
an
Year's resolution.
anti-glitter podcast.
Yeah, we're not.
Oh, yeah.
No glitter. No glitter. You know what reminds me of glitter? Delivering, strippers. One time I delivered a pizza to a strip joint, and I walk in, and the guy at the door, I said, yeah, this is for, I read the ticket.
Was your tip money all sweaty?
Oh, dude, it was worse than that. I read the ticket. It's for Angel, right? Oh, yeah, she's right there. She's up on the stage by herself. This is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Pizza's here. She comes down off the stage and pulls her money out of her G-string and pays me with that money, right? So I put it in a separate pocket, and I go back to Jess. I'm like, here, take this. You gotta take this money because it came from a stripper's G-string, and it was full of glitter. Smelled like desperation and baby diapers. You know what I mean? Like she was earning it, and now she's got all meaty pizza and some wings. Jeez, oh, Pete's.
Yeah, I haven't had that kind of experience.
No?
I had funny ones, but nothing I can think of like that. I just don't recall most of them. They're so inconsequential.
Just small blips on the radar.
Yeah, I guess so. Although a lot of times, if we're telling stories, like someone's story will trigger a story,
Yeah.
and that happens so much. If someone asks me for, hey, give me your 3 funniest pizza delivery stories, off the top of my head, can't really think about them. But once those talks start and people start telling stories and we start thinking about those times and stupid little stuff we did, throwing pop caps in the bag,
Jeez, yeah, man. That was good times there.
then things start coming back
Playing
to you.
wiffle ball
Wiffle ball.
at work.
That was great.
There's probably 2 or 3 wiffle balls up on,
Still.
up on the roof there.
We played hockey with brooms and bottle caps in the back.
Hockey, we play poker a lot
Yeah.
at work.
We sure did.
It was a
Delivery up. Hold on.
Hold on, I'm all in.
Let's see if I hit this flush draw.
We got 2 to go.
We had the owner's son playing poker with us when he came in to get food, so we were like, yeah, we're good if he's here playing. Shit, I mean, his dad runs the joint. We're good.
Have you ever thought about like writing a book of just like delivery stories? Getting like
I tried.
4 or 5 different delivery guys together.
I tried to, me and a friend were going to write a internet, like, mini-series type, like 10-minute videos.
The pizza memoirs.
It was called Delivery Up. That's what we were going to call it.
That's a solid name.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
And it was not so much going to take place inside the pizza shop, more in the car and on the front porch interactions. And we actually scripted out the first 2 episodes, and we had it all ready to go. And he was going to do the camera work, and we didn't know any actors that wanted to take part in it. We needed a main face, to put with the delivery, even though his face wouldn't have been in the first episode, which was the funny part. Because the way we wrote it, like you wouldn't have seen his face in the whole first.
Was it like first person's perspective?
Kinda, yeah, kind of like that. So we had it when we were gonna do it, but things happen. But yes, I want to do something. I was kind of hoping we could make it an ongoing thing here, because I have at least 3 people that will come in and share stories of doing the job that we've done.
Some of those stories are just gold, and some of them are just unbelievable. Like you wouldn't expect some of the stuff that people do in their home.
When you start jogging memories, yeah.
That's it. You know what we should do? What was, Jason, I think you were the one telling me about the comics when I was watching a bunch of them on YouTube. Maybe it was you. Well, they get a bunch of them together in a room, and they have like 4 or 5 people sitting down in a lounge, and they're just talking back and forth.
Oh, yeah, it was called The Green Room.
The Green Room. Yeah,
it was on Showtime. It was like 4 or 5 comics and the host, and they all sat around just telling stories. Kind of like what we got going on here, but,
We should... I was thinking maybe we should try and get some kind of event where we get, like you said, 4 or 5 drivers around and do it, and just sit down, talk, go over stories, and...
Yeah. Deal.
I think that is actually a really good idea, because some of those stories need to be heard by the public.
It's just getting them to come in and talk.
Yeah, that's the other thing I kept saying when we have this guest thing is like, who wants to come in and do it? I've only had 2 people say they want to.
A bunch of them said that would be cool. Sounds like a great idea.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to do it?
But I will say that the 2 that I know have actually listened to our other episodes, so they're at least, down with the game.
I think I know the 2.
Yeah.
Am I one of the 2? Or
No, you didn't deliver. But you were a part of the pizza industry, so you're going to be here for that.
I was referring to the 2 people that you wanted to get in here. Or were you thinking
you didn't deliver. It was just delivery. But,
right.
I'm sure you got stories from the inside that I don't know about.
A couple.
Hell, the day you quit was epic.
Stupid. Poor management skills.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
You made sure to make that very clear.
Yep.
I tend to, if I have a point to make, I'll lay it out there pretty, plainly. I felt bad for the guy I left inside, though.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Well, you had the manager sitting on a stool, not really helping out. Me and one other guy during, dinner rush. And then craziness ensued. I'm leaving, so it's one guy on dinner rush. That's...
Yeah, you should see what we're rolling with now. It's horrible now. You wouldn't even recognize it.
No, half the kids that were the trainees when I was there are now fucking
managers,
owners, and
yep.
No, I think most of them are all gone now.
The ones you know are gone. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There's a whole new class of management in there now.
Watch out.
It's like high school. Every 4 years, they just
graduate and move on.
Graduate and move on.
It's a high school job. It really is.
The inside, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the driver position's a whole different beast. And I've tried to tell them, man, you don't know how to manage that position until you do it for yourself. You got to get out there, get on the porch. It's one thing for a customer to be rude to you on the phone. It's another thing when you're standing on their porch and their dog is barking and they're trying to wrestle the front door. I can't tell you how many people wrestle their dogs for access to the front door. Right? You know food is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Wait about 20, 25 minutes. Put your dog in the other room. Put him out the back door. Do something.
Train your dog.
Do anything. Oh, I've had so many people, oh, don't worry, he won't bite you. I'm not worried about him biting me. I'm worried about me kicking your dog once he bites me, because then we're going to have a real issue here,
That was always my standard response. Just so you know, I wear steel toe boots. And if your dog comes towards me in an aggressive manner, it will get kicked.
Yeah.
And they look at you. Why would you kick my dog? Why would you let your dog come in to bite my foot?
Hey,
I mean,
man. And I worry about them little dogs the worst.
oh, yeah.
Because you can't keep your eye on them. They start circling around you. You know, it's... Whew.
Nipping at that Achilles heel.
Treacherous.
I thought for sure one time I was going to get bit. This dog come out, hair on his neck was standing up. Like, this is the moment where I'm taking, a bite to the leg. But it ran right by me and ran down the block. I felt bad for the owner, but I was like, yeah, your total's $26. I got to go. Good luck with the dog.
Like for every, I don't know, however many normal standard people, I don't know, deliveries that you make, like out of all of them, how many are just really weird and just off? And then how many of them are like, oh man, here's like a $10 tip. You did great. Thanks.
I always thought it seems like the weird ones are your regulars. Like, not the extreme weird ones. But we got so used to them just being goofy or issues with the dog. One house, you'd always have to hand the pizza through the window because they couldn't open the door. You'd have to lean over the porch, reach into the window and hand them the food and get the money.
That one.
Yeah, but after delivering there 3-4 times, you're just like, yeah, it's the window house. Yeah, they tip $4. They just get known.
Yeah, I would say probably normal delivery, like a normal human being answering the door, probably 6 out of 10. Right? Maybe 5.5 if you can do that. 6 out of 10. Okay. Odd, probably 2 out of 10.
Okay.
And then ignorant, 2 out of 10.
So,
And ignorance taking over.
Is it?
Yo, yeah.
what happened?
What I consider ignorant. See, that's the thing. Most people are okay in their blissfulness. They operate within that world. But me, I'm outside looking in like, stupid. Why would you do that?
So looking at that and kind of putting it in perspective, the extreme cases, those 1 or 2 out of 10 that are just completely off the wall, blow your mind kind of deliveries.
Right.
Do you think those happen more or less than the people that when you pull up, they have their porch light on, they have their money ready, they know exactly what they're going to give you, whether to keep the change or what change they want back. As soon as you knock twice, they open the door, take the food. That seems rare.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Way more rare than the ignorant.
And I agree with you. That's where it's scary. I know, even as a kid, when my family ordered pizza, money went up on the shelf, door was unlocked. You hear the door, answer it, give them the money.
Yeah, 20 to 40 minutes, there's going to be a knock on the door, right?
Right. There's this much money up there. I want this much back, or tell them to keep it all. And it didn't matter who was there. As soon as the knock happened, the closest door, you get the door, grab the food, give him his money, let him get on his way.
Yeah. The rate of people now that send their kids to the door is astronomical when they don't tip.
That's
kids
why-
don't know to tip,
Yeah, the
so
kids
if
don't know
the
it.
adult doesn't tell them to tip, they don't tip.
That's why they send the kids.
I believe that's why they send the kids. And a lot of the customers I deliver to, they don't speak English. So they send the kids to the door because the kid
they don't
speaks
understand English,
English.
You hand them the food, they give you the money, and you're like, are you giving a tip? Or do you want it all back?
Right. I always say, are you good? Are we good? I don't know. I've been doing it so long, and I still don't know what the social appropriate response is to just handing me a group, like a handful
Here's a
of
wad
money.
of cash.
Yeah. Am I good?
Just wink at them and walk away.
I've tried that. I get called out at the door. Oh, I got change. You never know.
You need to work on your winking.
Maybe
Use
I
the
do.
other eye.
Yeah. I don't wink, I blink. That's a problem. I'll tell you, though, one of the oddest moments I ever had delivering a pizza was the lady answered the door, and I had the box in my hand, and it was the wrong food. She ordered from a competing pizza joint.
Okay.
She asked me to call the competing pizza joint to cancel her order with them because I showed up first and she didn't speak English. She literally dialed the number on the phone and handed it. It was a cordless phone, right? It wasn't even a cell phone. This was a cordless phone. It was like 6-7 years ago. Can you call? I'm like, okay. So I had to explain to a manager of another pizzeria what was going on.
I beat you here, took your business.
Yeah, it was so weird, you know?
So then you get to go back to the shop and you're like, hey, that order you sent me on? Complete wrong house, but they bought the food. You
Yeah,
got to
they-
remake
they-
it for the actual customer.
No, it was the right house. She ordered from 2 different places.
Oh,
Whoever
to see who
gets
would get there first?
I don't know if it was that or if
Healthy
she just got
competition.
confused. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
try that. I'm going to order from like 4 different places.
And just see which one shows up
Whichever
first.
one shows up first, watch the other guys walk up like, hey, see him? He beat you here. He gets your tip. Take that food back.
I cancel.
No need of you. Go away.
I've showed up at the same house for a competing pizzeria before. I've shown up at the same house for the same pizza franchise, but a different store for the same house.
Separate location.
No, same house, dude.
No, I mean like it was like
It was a
your
different
guys'
store. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
from this city and then another city store.
Unbelievable. You wouldn't believe the stories. I could fill the next half hour, 45 minutes easily.
And that is why I think, like you two, you should have either like a monthly or some sort of special show with some other drivers and let these people know. Because like
There's
everybody out
things.
there that has ordered pizzas has that one like, I surely shouldn't have did that and I feel bad. But then when they hear the collective story of, no, this is bad.
Listen. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get this going.
Okay.
We're going to have them all sit around. And then we're going to order a pizza from every place. And have the delivery guy bring in the pizza. Be like, hey, come here. We're doing a
Have a
podcast.
seat. Have a seat.
Have a
What's your
seat.
best story.
Thanks for the pizza. Depending on how much interaction you're going to participate,
Your tip.
your tip.
All right.
Ah.
All right. So we'll put a stack of singles
You
out
do it the
here,
old school
and
way.
we just take one away
No,
every
see,
time.
You just lay one down for like
See
every
all
minute
this?
or boom.
This is what you
boom.
could have. The longer you stay and the more that you participate, the bigger your pile grows.
I like that. We should do that for sure.
And then we'll do a whole hour and we'll have like 4 different pizza joints
Like,
all
at
roll
what
up
point
in
does
here.
that delivery driver go like, I got 4 more orders in this car. I gotta go, guys.
Oh, trust, if we have the right group here, we're just going to be like, no, we understand. This is what we all did.
Yeah.
We've all been
your
there.
tip depends on how long you sit here. Yes, no matter what. I have a story here that I think relates to pizza, if I can get the damn thing to load. A buddy of ours texted me a story, and I wanted to... Oh, no, it was McDonald's. Damn it.
So, driver,
Oh,
you have 4 more deliveries, but I have 50 singles sitting here.
5-0.
How many of these do you want? You can leave at any time.
It's up to you.
$1.
You can have 0.
It has to be singles, too, so it's
Oh,
a bigger
yeah.
stack,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
and no
yeah.
glitter ones. And
We could even
sweat
tell them
stain.
we mixed...
Yeah, when the other pizza joint was here, their driver, he took the whole stack. We had to replenish the whole thing.
No,
Hit
you
the
got to make
ATM
it like...
twice.
Yeah, we got to make it believable. Like, he made like $13. $13 tip? Holy shit. I'm in. Actually, one of my coworkers has a very interesting story I'd like to have him share about something that happened to him recently. He got a fat tip, but it was an awkward moment, and it's just it's sinking into his cranium, you know.
Does he need a therapist? Or-
Maybe,
Oh,
maybe, yeah.
He has to go back to the house for some unfinished business, sort out a few things.
I'm sorry. We ordered a side of ranch. You need to come back.
You forgot my ranch.
Didn't find a story, I take it?
Oh, it was McDonald's, not pizza.
Oh,
I don't think they deliver either.
No, that Uber thing's happening right now.
No, yeah. There's a company that you can like call in an order from like either like a grocery store or fast food and whatever, but you got to pay for their gas and the tip and all that too on top of the food or whatever it is you're getting.
Is it not Uber?
yeah,
It's not
Uber.
Uber.
Oh.
Uber started a service.
I would say
Oh, did
Uber.
they?
I think it's
Yeah.
Uber Eats or something.
Because I know there was a company.
I
or
think
at least a
I think it's
couple.
just like fast food though.
Yeah.
So
Man,
they'll
we talked
drive.
about that years ago.
Yeah,
It's the boat.
we
any-
actually did some of the ideas we had.
Any idea you get, you got a 2-year window at best.
2 year? Wow.
2 years.
That's
at
more than I thought.
best. Well, that's at best. That's like end of the spectrum before somebody else comes out with it.
Huh. All right.
What do you know about ideas getting taken?
Oh, you're aware.
You got a good one?
I was working on a webcomic.
Very
Okay.
slowly.
Very slowly. I was
Very
taking my
slowly.
time.
All right. But you were working.
Working, yeah. Had
Okay.
the name, had the story, had the plan of execution, releasing said thing in increments on the internet. When it was time to go get the website and start, walked into a comic book shop one day. And I'm just perusing, and I looked at a cover, and I was like, man, that's a cool cover. And I walked a little closer, and I realized what was on the cover was my story. And I looked at the name, and there was so close to the title that I had chosen.
So they beat you to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
was
check
issue-
the date on it?
it was-
How long ahead were they of you?
It was issue number 2. So if you take in account of all the prep time and how much they get done before release and all that,
Like 2 years ahead of you?
less.
Year and a half? A year?
Less.
Really?
Less than a year.
Wow. That's brutal.
And the person who put it out is a very large name in the genre. So,
I remember this now.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I still have that comic book, and I have it on my wall as a
I think you
reminder
sent me a picture of the
not to
yeah.
fuck around. Yeah, because I was out with my buddy at a comic book shop, and I texted my brother. I was pissed.
Really?
I texted him
I
a
can
picture
imagine.
of the cover.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "My story." And he's like, "Ah ha ha!" Pretty much.
I have a lot of compassion. It just
Yo.
comes out in humor.
Well,
And
or it
sarcasm.
comes out later.
It's sarcastic compassion.
On. Yeah, but yeah, that. Oh,
I hope you
hurt.
get over it quick.
Oh,
Then there was a
sarcastic
couple
compassion.
other instances. I was working on a couple tabletop role playing games with my buddy.
And then D&D came out.
It was not D&D that took it. No, D&D's. They license theirs out now to other people to make stuff, but no, there was twice that happened with the tabletop role playing game, and then with my comic book, it just kept here's a kick right in the ass.
So every time an original idea hits your brain, you just
You
like,
have less than 2 years.
well, in your case, less than a year.
Well, in some cases, I mean, again, 2 years is the max of the spectrum.
Okay.
So anytime you're like, man, I have a great idea, there you go.
I got a notebook and a half full of great ideas in the office.
Time is a wasting.
I know. I don't write good by myself, though. That's my problem. I don't.
Call somebody.
Yeah, well, we've all got lives.
That's true. Some people want to get away from those lives at times. Like, yeah, I'll come over.
So they start podcasts.
Yeah, that's why that's why you're listening to us, to get away from your life.
And thank you again for taking the time to listen.
Yes. No kidding.
So a while back, meaning a couple podcasts ago, we were talking a little bit about the national anthem, how it's affecting football.
Yes. I remember.
So we are not the only people that have taken notice of this.
Lord, I would hope not.
Well, the NFL's pretty much been a monopoly on the football. I mean, you got like the CFL and stuff like that, but nothing compares to the NFL.
No.
Do you ever remember something in our lifetime? I guess that would have been our lifetime. In the recent years when we were watching football and kind of like in the world, knowing what's going on of another football league startup.
I know two.
Which ones?
I know the bra and panty women's league that started as a halftime show, kind of like the Bud versus Bud Light bottles commercial.
I miss those.
I believe that still goes on.
It's still a
actually,
league.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's
The
still.
bottles?
Oh no!
no.
I thought you were talking about the women.
No, I miss the Budweiser bottles versus the Bud Light bottles.
Yeah, and then Bud Ice.
Bud Ice. Got
Yeah,
in
they got in. No, but the bra and panties league is still a legit
So those are the only
thing.
two you remember?
Those are the only two that I remember.
You don't remember He Hate Me?
Um.
The XFL.
Oh, the XFL.
yeah.
That was Vince McMahon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Oh, yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what he's up to?
He Hate Me or Vince McMahon?
McMahon.
Okay, Vince McMahon. He, aside from wrestling, what's he up to?
There are rumors, and they're actually starting to get substantiated.
Traction?
He's bringing back the XFL.
From what I heard, he actually registered all the trademarks again.
Do you know how he did that?
Lawyers?
Probably. Very nice. He sold 100 million of WWE shares to fund Alpha Investments, which is what's going to be the XFL. They've already registered all the
Is he sticking with
trademarks.
XFL or is he going with something different?
Well, he already owns that XFL. I mean,
It's been.
it has a little bit of brand
The
recognition.
venture has
already.
taken over filings for 5 different trademarks of XFL.
XFL, nice. Vince McMahon.
You seen the opportunity?
You know who
Season?
he's buddies with, right?
Tom Brady.
Oh, besides that,
Oh, I don't know.
a little higher up the food chain.
Trump.
Trump.
That is true. His wife is actually on
Yes.
cabinet, I believe.
Small Business Owners Association cabinet,
it is true.
something like that.
Something-
yeah.
it's like a.
So he had to sell all that to get back the trademarks because he abandoned them between 2000
did he sell it to Dana
2005,
White?
2002, 2005. So they're also seeking the rights to the URFL.
Ooh, what is that?
In this, it does not say.
I'm gonna have to check
But this,
that real quick.
they went through all the legal documents because it's all the selling and trading of shares are all public domain.
Yeah.
So they were able to look all this up. So all this is fueling the rumors because if he's willing to put up 100 million to sell of his baby WWE, his wrestling
Yeah, no
business,
kidding.
to fund Alpha Investments to go in and purchase the trademarks and the licensing and
Well, it says here, as of September 26th, the URFL is a registered trademark under Alpha.
There it is.
Attorney name.
but I haven't been able to find what the URFL stands for. What
Do you
the-
think he's waiting until after the Super Bowl, after the draft? You know what I mean? Like, give the NFL their moment, and when they go into spring training, like training camp type situation, then Vince McMahon makes his plea.
I think he's definitely going to do a little different than he did the first time. It seemed rushed, and they did have a few too many gimmicky.
Well, it was
Things.
arena football, basically, right?
No, there was no arena. It was outdoor stadiums, but instead of a coin
Oh, okay.
toss for kickoff, they had a football set at the 50-yard line, and each team picked a player that was like 15
rugby.
yards away, and they ran, and whoever recovered the ball gets the ball first. So they had some weird things, but you have to add some difference. You can't just
You can't beat the NFL.
Right.
Right.
but it has to have that basic fundamentals involved in it. But if, with all the turmoil that they're going through, all the people that are supposedly boycotting and not watching through all this drama, if he can launch it, he might be able to gain enough traction and fan base to sustain it.
He might get a season or two at least.
He only did one with the original XFL.
True, but a lot of those players ended up going to the NFL. Well, not
A
a,
lot.
lot, but
It was like a
Good
handful,
percentage, yeah.
2 handfuls, whatever. Yeah. Man, that's I don't know.
I don't know how accurate it is, but it's saying United Football League.
United Football
Is
League.
what the URFL, but I don't see where the R comes into
There
play.
you go.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
No. But, which is funny because Trump was an owner in the USFL.
USFL,
Yep.
which then got bought out by the NFL.
No,
he
it didn't.
He tried to buy
No.
into the NFL, I think.
Trump tried to buy into the NFL. They wouldn't. There was nothing available for him to buy, or they wouldn't let him buy. So the USFL started up, and it was running at the opposite season as the NFL. So it was not direct.
So it was
competitive.
summer football.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they got the benefit to the players was that it gave the players a way to leverage their, because at that time they didn't have the same kind of, like, they couldn't do the Eli Manning. Oh, you drafted me, I'm not playing here. Because if you didn't play there, where would you go? There was nowhere to go. So that's why Steve Young, Jim Kelly, all ended up over in the USFL because, like, Kelly didn't want to sign with the Bills. He refused to sign with the Bills, so he went and played there. And one of the greatest games was a game that Jim Kelly quarterbacked against the team that Steve Young quarterbacked.
Oh, wow.
They both threw for like 600 yards. It was an insane game.
In the USFL?
Yeah.
Or not you.
One of them,
Yeah,
one of the
USFL,
teams I believe
yeah.
was the Gunslingers.
Oh.
But it was
Interesting name.
Were they from Arizona
I never
or New
watched
Mexico
it,
or something?
it was before me,
Yeah.
before I was watching competitive sports. But then from there, Trump ended up buying in a team, and the owners thought, well, if we get Trump in, he can help bring a lot of legitimize. He can finance a lot. He'll own a team.
Money.
Well, what he ended up doing was slowly forcing them to change some basic things. Like he's like, listen, we're ready, we're hot. Let's compete directly with the NFL, and they changed their season, started competing directly against them. And once they did that, everything that they had started just deteriorating.
They lost.
Oh yeah, they didn't have the same TV deals. They weren't. Once you're going head to head, and someone's like, I can buy tickets to go see this NFL team, or I can go see this. Well, I'm gonna go see the NFL team.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
And ultimately, he forced it to compete directly against, and a lot of people believe the reason he wanted to do that was originally when the NFL and the AFL merged, it was because one of them bought out the other in order to gain access to. There was quite a few great players in one of them, and the only way they get the players and get the rights was to buy them out, and so then the teams got joined in the league, and Trump was hoping that when they would buy them out, and all these teams
And
would
then
then
he would
join
be
the
an
league,
NFL owner.
and he'd be an NFL owner. And then once that didn't happen and everything started tanking, he's a businessman. He went, yeah, this is losing me money. I'm out.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if McMahon can actually persuade enough viewership, enough fan base, even players. But the players are usually the easy part, because if you don't, you don't have to have the exact NFL caliber. You just have to have enough people on the same level to make it competitive, to make it good games.
Yeah. True.
And enough of them to rise above so that there's a difference and you have a few superstars.
Yeah.
So as long as he can keep it somewhat equal, a balanced playing field, he can take the people that are undrafted, the people that refuse to sign the deals with the teams like the Browns, and Johnny Manziel may be coming back. He may have a starting gig here.
Vince McMahon is going to create football.
Oh, I wanted to thank you too. I didn't want to jump off topic here, but the last podcast I listened to, you guys were talking about poker.
You want to play?
Yeah, it just was like, I remember those times.
Yeah, he lost a lot of money.
I won here and there.
We all lost a lot
we
of
all
money.
lost a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie.
Shit. We all made a lot of money too, right? Maybe not a lot. Some of us more than others.
Some of us more than others. We will not go into specifics in case the IRS is listening.
What do you want to play, tournament or cash?
I was always fond of tournament over cash. Cash was fun, but it was more I hated the character of some people. Like, some people had to be the superstar and loud and blah. We're not saying in our games. I'm saying, like, when we go to the casinos or
Poker rooms, yeah.
Like, there's always the loud guy, and you're like, do you really have to be that loud? Like, you're not really getting much out of this. Like, you're not throwing off the drunk guy's game as much as you think you are.
Yeah, but if he wasn't loud, he wouldn't be the loud guy. That's how he's known.
You ever see a fight in a poker room?
I have not.
I saw one.
Was I there?
No.
No, I
Not
didn't see
with
one.
me. Not that time.
I was to say,
One dude lost a poker hand. The guy that won was taunting him with the fish hook thing. Oh, dude, he jumped up and sucker punched him right in the face. Boom! Chips went everywhere. It was great.
See, I would be concerned about my money at that point. I don't care about the fight.
It was at the cash table, and I was at a tournament table, so
Oh,
it
so you
wasn't
were
my
fine. You were
chips.
just a
Yeah, no,
spectator
I
and
was.
all this. All right.
Yeah, it was great. It was right around, like right next to me
I'd
too.
be ducking to cover my chips.
Yeah, there were chips all over the floor. They took the guy that threw the punch, they kicked him out, and then took all his money and divided it amongst the table.
ooh,
Yeah,
casino rules.
it was a poker room, and it was the same poker room that let two guys cheat, and then one guy come back the next night. So vague and sketchy.
At best.
You'll have to get an outing going out.
We get outing going out, going in. We can play poker right here.
Live feed into the poker game.
We just won't do it. The poker chips might be kind of loud, but we'll make do.
Make do.
When was the last time you played poker? Live.
Live?
Not online. Live.
Your house.
Yeah. You're the McGregor fight.
The
night.
McGregor Mayweather fight. You just reminded me. Speaking of Mayweather, did you guys hear about Mayweather?
What, another
It's
mafia
already
guy
been
put a hit on
debunked.
him?
No, not McGregor. Mayweather.
Oh, Mayweather? No.
Mayweather is in talks with Dana White to sign a 4-fight deal with the UFC.
He's already came out and said he's never said that. He never stepped foot in the octagon.
You didn't see the poster this morning? It says March 3rd, Floyd Mayweather's fighting CM Punk in the UFC. It's got to be a
No
joke,
way.
right? Because
Yeah, it has
CM
to
Punk's
be a
not even a
joke.
fighter, is he?
He is.
Is he?
Yeah, he already fought in the UFC. He lost his first fight with no martial art background. Just went in kind of.
As a wrestler?
Yeah, he's already.
Vince McMahon sent him in undercover. It was like, go find out what
he
you
left on
can.
bad terms.
Oh, jeez.
But he's been training under the Gracies. I think he's already up to.
No way.
blue
The
belt.
Gracies? Holy shit.
So Dana White said, and this is from ESPN.com, we're talking to Floyd about doing a UFC deal. It's real. He was talking about boxing Conor McGregor. Was that real? Have you heard Floyd talk about many things that aren't real? He usually tips his hand when he's in the media, and that shit ends up happening. We're interested in doing something with Floyd. Everything is real. Everything is a realistic possibility. So I don't know.
When is that dated?
Oh, man. Making me read things. December 20th, 2017. So 2 days ago.
ESPN.com,
That was two days ago.
December 21st. Floyd Mayweather has all but killed off talks of a potential fight in UFC after its chief Dana White claimed talks over a deal were underway.
Okay, where are
your articles
coming from?
ESPN.com.
Mayweather rubbished those claims, stating that there was a difference between would and could. I never said I was going to fight in the UFC. I didn't say that. I said if I wanted to and what I could do. Would and could do is different things. They talk about, oh yeah, Floyd said he's fighting UFC for $1 billion. That's not what I said. Exactly what I said is this. If I made over $1 billion before, I could do it again. If I chose to get in the UFC and fight 3 fights or fight 4 fights and then fight Conor McGregor, I could make $1 billion, which I can. I could do it in 3 fights. I could make $1 billion. He likes mentioning that.
He likes money.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's money.
So, yeah, he came out the day after and rebuted all those claims.
Why would they pick CM Punk as the hoax? Draw up some drama.
Because he has a weak martial art game.
And it
which,
seems like a legitimate entry for
It
Mayweather
does,
instead of
yeah.
doing
You know what?
something
It
that was
does.
Incredible
because he's just now starting to work on his, I think he's,
jiu-jitsu,
Grace, yeah.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
So he's moved up, I think Rogan said 2 belts already. I'm not sure the color order, but I think he's at blue. But that's like all he's doing. He's training in that 7 days a week so that he can get back in the octagon. 'Cause I think he's got a 3-fight deal. So, yeah.
That is interesting.
The fighting world is so exciting right now. I know we talked about it on the last show. It's so exciting. I want them all to cross over. Just beat the snot out of each other in every sport, dude. Let Diaz go to boxing. Let McGregor go to boxing. Bring a boxer over to UFC. Let's go. You don't like it? I like it.
It's different, and it breaks the normalcy, gives it a little pizzazz.
But even
But
when the
all
UFC
in all,
started out,
I like watching, like, I don't know, a lot of those, like, the Conor McGregor and Mayweather boxing match was all right. Wasn't bad. Turned out better than what I thought. But it wasn't one of the greatest boxing matches.
No.
It,
Not even close.
It was a great hype, and it was obviously great to make money. Same goes for the UFC. With CM Punk coming in, even when Brock Lesnar came in, even though he had a big wrestling background, like, not just WWE wrestling, he's collegiate and all that. It didn't seem as good as watching UFC fighters that train specifically in all avenues to be the best they can be.
Yeah. I guess the thing with that is now the UFC, when they have a monthly card, there is like 6 prelim fights and then 6 pre-card fights and then 4 or 5 card fights and then a double main event. You're getting like 14 fights in a span of, 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
You can overdose on that shit real
Oh,
quick.
they're
Boxing is like
they're
you
doing it
get
more
like
than
2
monthly.
fights, showtime, you're over, maybe 3. I haven't watched a boxing event in
Well, we went over that. A lot of the problem is trying to figure out which belt means something, who has what belt,
Yeah.
who they can fight, because they won't fight this person because they're afraid to lose, so they won't unify all the belts, and there's just too many promotions or leagues or whatever they call them going on.
We need Don King. Come in, set the shit straight.
Did he get banned from boxing? He hasn't been around in a minute.
I think he's getting his hair done.
You need a beer? What are you drinking over there? Let me get you a new beer. What is that you're drinking?
What am I drinking?
Let me get you
Oh, one of these?
yeah, one of those.
So we went back to the Shorts Brewery tonight. Sticking with the Detroit, we had what episode?
2 or 3 shorts we've drank now.
No, I believe this is the second one.
Oh, this is the second one? All right.
Yeah, we've tried to mix them up, but we've been having such fruity beers here as of late.
Yeah. Shorts has so many varieties too. They put out so many different.
So we went with the Double Magician for tonight. It's a double London-style red ale. Double variation of our beloved Magician. Shorts Brew.
Wonder what the original London style red ale is that they had to double it.
I just want to make it twice as good.
It was
It's not
tasty
bad,
beer. It was
Elk Rapids, Michigan.
I don't know, another one from Elk Rapids, huh?
Yeah, that's
For
the other Shores beer was from Elk Rapids. That's kind of where they brew them.
Oh, I was thinking Elk's Brewery.
Oh, that's right.
Dankalicious there. Yep, we mixed in Elk Brewery and I got confused. I'm sorry.
I completely forgot about that. Getting quite a collection going here.
Yeah, we do.
I think the new rule is going to be the guests bring the beer.
You lucked out, sir.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
look at that.
You only turned how old one time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
32.
Oh, I was going to say 26.
Oh, look at you.
Oh,
Our
So
boss
nice.
said, what, 36?
Yeah, he said 36.
36. Damn.
He's
I
a
said
bit of an
yes.
asshole.
Yes, I am.
The main thing was you didn't bring an Oktoberfest this week.
Yeah.
You let me down.
Yeah, the Oktoberfest is
It's gone. It's
it's
December.
gone. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
You were
No
still
more
doing it in
Oktoberfest.
November.
Yeah, right.
We had to put a stop to it.
I got hooked, man. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. Something about it just tastes good. You don't like it?
It's not a Jared's mom.
That's brutal.
I didn't think so. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, one thing that we want to at least point out is the reason for the delay in uploads. Our podcast has been like we went 1 and 2 and then took a break and then 4 and then took a break. And now this one is the holidays, obviously. Work schedules really played a factor. And then we moved locations.
We are in our new studio.
We shifted from one area to another.
Upgraded the equipment, moved the studio, schedules. I know a lot of podcasts take the holidays off and they'll take a 2-3 week hiatus.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't
that's-
feel so bad.
No, don't feel so bad.
Okay.
That's normal. A lot of them will just take off the last 2 to 3 weeks of the year.
Okay.
Because you got so much to do with family, so much places to go, presents to buy, wrapping presents. Then if you have kids, you got all the events to make sure that they're enjoying the holidays. They're off school. So this one should be out before the new year. We're
Oh, yeah.
we're hoping for.
Yeah.
And then after that, it should be right back on track with a weekly episode.
It's on you now. Stuff's all here, so it's on you to get here.
I'll be here.
Okay. Will you be here?
If I'm invited.
Oh, you're always invited.
Oh, It's very kind of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until you actually listen to this episode and you're like, yep, never again.
Hey.
No, we just said the guests bringing the beer.
Yeah,
You're always
yeah,
welcome.
You're always
I
welcome.
didn't say you could talk. You're bringing the beer.
As long as you bring the beer, you can say whatever you want. If you don't bring beer, you might have to sit on the couch over there and be quiet.
Anything else you got going on?
No, not really.
I think the only other thing I heard about that we were talking about, in the prep before was Gilbert's big adventure downtown Detroit, where he's putting the
skyscraper?
skyscraper where the
Yeah.
Hudson building used to be.
Man,
I think that's what I saw.
Detroit is getting quite the makeover. As long as the citizens inside the Detroit borders, take notice and take pride in their stuff and they crack down on it, I think it'll help. Because you can only do so much. I mean, downtown's going to be downtown. But
Yeah.
A city within a city is what architects promise for the 1 billion mixed-use development, the former site of the iconic J.L. Hudson department store.
Wow. He is really dumping money into this city. How many years now has he been buying properties and fixing up stuff?
it's 5 or 6 at least.
The last time I checked, which was maybe a year and a half ago, he was the second largest private landholder in the city of Detroit.
Illich.
Nope, GM.
Wow.
Renaissance Building.
Huh.
The Renaissance Center?
Yeah.
Illich don't own more?
Nope.
No, really?
No,
Wow.
he passed him quite a while ago.
How tall is the Renaissance Center? I'm trying to think of what Gilbert's new idea is going to be, because to be the largest in the city, it's got to be up there. What, 18?
Well,
17, 18
GM also
stories?
owns a few plants, I believe.
I
in
think
the
GM
Detroit
just
limits.
bought the Palace.
Yeah, that don't count.
It's property. I
It's
was
Auburn
just
Hills.
thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Let's see.
Well, somebody bought the Palace.
he may have. Although I thought the deal was it was going to be torn down. That was part of the deal for for Goris.
I don't think so. Well, if
That way Olympia
yeah.
Entertainment still has.
Yeah, okay. That makes
So-
sense.
Let's see. It says with the antenna spire, it's 750 feet. The roof is 727 feet, and the top floor is 696 feet. So is it
60 stories? 70 stories?
some stories, 73, 74. I don't know how exactly it equates, but it's still pretty big.
Well, it's got to be 750 feet off the ground, right? Each story's 10
10
foot,
feet,
roughly.
yeah.
So,
With the spire, I don't know if that actually counts towards the.
I guess we'd have to check the Renaissance Center, how tall it is. But
Well,
as
it
far
says
as
that the
being...
roof is 727 feet to the roof.
So this is going to be like...
73
We have a
stories.
peak higher than yours, so we're the tallest building in the city. Is it one of those things?
Is the GM's or the Renaissance Center the tallest building in Detroit?
I would assume so. Shit, I don't know.
So just trying to find a little bit of information on this. This article is from 2013.
Oh, hell.
Yeah,
All right.
so it's quite outdated. Gilbert's bought a lot more stuff since then, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So at that time, he ranked as the richest Detroiter on Forbes' billionaire list. At 2013, he owned or runs 30 buildings with 7.6 million square feet of property in the city.
Wow. And I do believe years
Damn.
ago you told me, Aaron, that he was planning on doing that to Cleveland, but they wouldn't let him buy stuff, so he came to Detroit.
It wasn't as open as the market. One of the big stories he told, I was at one of the tech conferences downtown, TED Talks. I was at the TED Talks, and he spoke on there. And he was talking about everything that he's doing in the city. And he said the reason he's doing it is because he feels a special place in his heart for Detroit. When he was young, his grandfather used to take him for walks in the city. And as they walked through, they'd look at all the buildings. And his grandfather would tell him, see all these buildings? Every one of these offices is a headquarters. Businesses, the big businesses that have the nice places in Detroit, that's their headquarters. They don't just rent space here. This is where they base their business out of. And he tried to buy a sports team here in the Michigan area, was unable to, and he ended up getting the Cleveland Cavaliers. So what he tried to do in Cleveland was he had Quicken Loans there, he had the basketball team there, and he was trying to buy up space and do some stuff there, but he was just unable to because of the cost, the availability, and then he saw the need in Detroit. Obviously, it was a heck of a lot cheaper, so he was able to do more with his money. The city was willing to work with him, so he moved Quicken down here first. That was the big thing. And then from there, he got aggressive. He decided, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all out. And he tried to get others on board. He got him. He got a lot of other, like Penske and some others on board to do some stuff with him, more events, more community-based programs. Penske's always been a really big figurehead along with Villages in Detroit. He started a lot of programs to help clean up the city, financed a lot of the community programs. But it was Gilbert that went, you know what, if we're going to change this, we got to bring businesses in. And they're not going to rent these kind of buildings. I wouldn't rent these kind of buildings. So you just started buying them and renovating them. One of the key things that he does is if he's going to hire, say, an electrician, a big electrician company or architect company or something like that, one of the requirements, you have to have a business location in Detroit. Oh. Twofold. One, it makes sure businesses are in Detroit. Two, he just happens to be renovating buildings with open office space.
Right.
Right?
Oh, so you need a spot? I got a spot.
It's a great business plan. I'm going to renovate all these buildings. I need these. I need you to be in here. Well, we need office space. Just so happens. Here you go.
I got office space.
And he starts filling them, starts financing that, starts having income coming in from the buildings, able to go out and get more buildings. He just has a grand scheme. It's going to be Gilbert's Detroit.
See, I've heard about Gilbert, but I haven't heard much about the Penske's doing things.
Oh, yeah.
They're like the old school Gilberts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just didn't invest a lot in actual property. They were
just more in
community events.
Well, he was what, Chrysler, like, right? Penske? I think it was Chrysler that he was really.
I mean, I know he has like the Penske racing team and all that stuff, but I don't know much more beyond that. And they'll just do what they do, but no one's.
That's pretty much over now.
I can't think of.
They'll be selling the Tigers
any
soon.
Other business owner
that
has done in any city what Gilbert's done.
It's weird that he picked Detroit. Well, there's like three other, but there's three other major cities in Ohio, and he already had the one in Ohio, right?
True, but financially it made more sense to do it to Detroit, and if he was saying that story with his grandfather, he had the emotional connection already.
Yeah,
and you get all the tax breaks. The more square footage you own, the more influence you have in the city.
Yeah, that's true.
Because not only do you paying a lot more taxes because you're paying on all these buildings, all of a sudden you got all these workers. And what's the big thing if you look back at like the teacher union, all the unions? The reason they have a lot of sway is because the unions decide who they want, what politician they want to back. And then they go out and they say, hey, this union's backing this politician. And that doesn't mean you're getting 100% of the votes from that union, but that means you're going to get a bulk of the votes from that union.
It does hold clout.
Yeah.
So now Gilbert has all these businesses downtown. Not only is he buying business space, he's buying residential space to upgrade the loft, studios, different things so that his workers can live down there. And now all of a sudden he's got a bunch of voters that work for him that he can then say, well, I have 10,000 voters within the city. I think you need to help me with this deal.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So prediction, 2018, Dan Gilbert, XFL.
I could see him owning a team.
Really? It wouldn't be too...
like get out of Cleveland and go to like Columbus or Cincinnati.
Detroit.
Not even Cincinnati.
Detroit,
yeah, no, but he'd bring it to
I was
Detroit.
trying to think of a city without a football team already. That's all. That's all I was trying to do.
Own a a competitive against the Lions.
And if he's building an arena, if he's trying to build an arena for that, MLS, Major League Soccer,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and if that falls through, if it doesn't fall through, you can always convert that to a football stadium too.
Real easy, yeah.
So I can see him putting his hat in there because he tried to get the X Games here so bad that he financed this huge commercial, like this video montage to submit to the people that look over all the cities.
Yeah.
He had them shut down city streets, build ramps, had X Game events going on just to record it all and send it in.
As an application.
We have a friend. We have a friend that worked at. We have a couple friends that work at Quicken, but one of them worked at Quicken. And when Google was putting, they had years back. They had this contest for cities where you'd submit all this information.
Like Amazon's doing right now.
I'm not sure.
I think Detroit's in the running for a new Amazon
But
headquarters. Yeah.
What Google said is, we'll come in, we'll wire up your whole city. You'll have the fastest internet. You'll have all this Wi-Fi stuff. And
Driverless cars.
So one of our friends took it to Gilbert and said, hey, we should try and get this for the city. So they tried. They put all this stuff, all this work into it, all these presentations. They didn't get it. Gilbert's like, he doesn't like losing. You can tell that right away. He doesn't like not winning. So our friend took a proposal to him and said, why don't we just start our own internet company? So he did.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gilbert's like, yeah, you set it all up, you figure it all up, I'll finance it, and we'll do this.
Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now they got a Detroit-based internet company that provides internet.
When you first told me that story, it surprised me how accessible he was to his employees. Because when you told me, it was like he was walking by and like it was like, oh hey, Mr. Gilbert.
I have this idea.
Yeah, I heard of this.
From what I understand, he's willing to listen to anybody. And if you have an idea that makes sense and can make money for him, you, and be good, he'll give it a go.
Sounds like a certain 45th president.
Especially if it has a high upside.
Oh yeah.
Something like creating your own internet company has a high upside because if it does great in Detroit, you can start branching out suburbs, then Michigan, then statewide.
Midwest, yeah.
Then you can be competing with Comcast.
All of a sudden you're right there.
So definitely he looks at the long term. Look what he did with the loan industry.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're saying about the privatizing the internet companies and that, I believe Chattanooga, Tennessee did that, and it's like one of the fastest in the country and one of the most reliable.
Yeah. They privatized it?
Well, they started their own instead of going through Comcast and bigger. That's like the city of Chattanooga.
Kind of like Wyandotte does with their gas and electric and water and shit.
Yeah.
They have their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from what I've read, like the people of Chattanooga are like, oh, it's amazing. It's fast, like faster than what you can get through there. It's cheap because it's through the city. Like you're already paying the taxes. They do the upkeep. They do the maintenance, the storage.
And that's what Gilbert's trying to bring here.
Well, he already started the company in Detroit. I don't know how far it branches out from there, how big it's growing, how fast it's growing, anything like that. I just remember reading about that story, and it's just he's willing to do anything and everything.
With the shots Apple's taking right now, you got to wonder if he's got a little room to grow, right?
They just somebody filed a lawsuit against them for slowing down all
Two
the,
people.
The older models of the cell phones.
iPod or iPhone 6.
iPhones.
So what's their basis for suing him?
Well, iPhone is claiming that they're slowing down the processor to save your battery life. But the people are suing because their processors are slowing down. Like, we're paying you for a service and you're slowing down your service.
Except for the new one they just released.
It said iPhone 6 and 7 were the ones being affected in the article I read. So, I don't know how far they are.
8.
8? Okay.
Well, it's called the 10. I think.
10? Oh, shit.
Well, there's no
Did they skip 9?
I think
It's a lost phone.
Oh. The lost phone. But they said it was all battery life. That's their claim.
Well, I mean, yeah. How can
I think they got caught with their finger in the cookie jar is what they did, and they had to,
I believe so.
I don't have an Apple or iPhone or anything like that, so I didn't know if you guys had experienced it or not. No? Okay.
I don't do Apple.
You did?
Yeah, I have an Apple, and it is noticeably slower.
Yeah?
And I do know through my carrier, I'm up for an upgrade, and about every 2 months past the upgrade date I get, my phone gets kind of wonky for about 2 to 3 weeks.
Really?
Oh yeah, like today it was like autofill in text with just like random letters and that out of nowhere. It keeps saying storage is almost full, but I have plenty of space left. It's some interesting
Mine keeps
stuff.
saying storage is almost full too.
And
Yeah.
then after a while, then it's perfectly fine.
Huh.
And then I get an email saying, "Oh, don't forget, you're up for an upgrade."
Give us more money.
It's like clockwork.
That's good. Good luck, Apple.
Oh, they'll be fine.
I'm sure.
I was telling Jason earlier today, speaking of these lawsuits that just pop up for any reason, it looks like there is a person suing Facebook because it did not let them know that their friend died.
Oh.
So, because it doesn't post in chronological order, I guess some family members of theirs posted that they passed away or whatever, and they kept messaging them and never getting an answer. And so, because Facebook didn't let them know that their friend died, they're suing them.
Is
Good
that
luck.
a legitimate lawsuit? I mean, what you told me right after.
Yeah, I said, well, man, you had to be a really good friends, right? You didn't know they died?
If you're relying on Facebook to let
Right?
you know, I mean, shit.
They're in the hospital, they're not doing well. You didn't throw them a phone call?
Too busy playing
didn't
bridge
see
or
that
something.
status.
Right?
Brother.
You're like, you didn't send me those coins in the golf game. What's wrong? I need
didn't-
those 90.
It's been your turn in 270 for 2 weeks, and you were laying in a hospital bed and didn't tell me? Yeah.
The Penguins. Just like, man.
Okay. I'd like to personally give a little shout out to the people overseas listening to us, because our hosting site that we put the podcast out on will let us know where the downloads are coming in from.
So we know where you're at.
We know where you're at. We have people in the Ukraine, people in Sweden. Thank you, Sweden. I hope your streets are safe. We have people in Ireland. We have people in the UK. I mean, I'm more intrigued to find out about these people's daily lives that they're listening to us, you know. What are you doing? What's going on over there
How did they
overseas?
find this?
So if you happen to listen again, if you happen to be listening from one of those countries overseas, shoot us a message on any of the social media. We'd like to interact, find out how you found out about us, and find out a way we can help you share the word over there.
We might have questions for you too.
I have so many questions for people overseas in those countries. I want to know what life is like.
Oh yeah.
I want to know what's going on over there. I do. I'm interested for sure. If anybody wants to hit us up,
Feel free.
that would be
Oh yeah.
amazing for me.
You got questions?
And those of you in the
Submit 'em.
states that aren't in Michigan that are listening to us, same thing. Where's life like where you're at? We had a couple people in California. Are you near the wildfires? How is it? Is
I
it
have a buddy
crazy?
who is
You have a
actually
buddy?
He's pretty close. He's about 6 miles away.
He's 6 miles away from the wildfires?
Yeah. He has the 405 freeway in between him and the valley where they are right now. So you can see them, and it's affecting them with the smoke and the ash and that.
Are they
But
still burning pretty good?
From what I understand, yes.
I heard they were at 50%, but that was a couple of days ago.
Yeah. The coolest thing he mentioned was
Coolest thing.
it
Holy
was
shit.
kind of neat. I forget the name of the museum, but there's a very prominent museum that's out there. But underneath it, they have something like 500 million gallons of water, like in tanks, for just in case of wildfires. Yeah, wildflowers, huh? Wildfires coming in, and they had an obscene number of fire trucks surrounding the building hooked up to these tanks. So that way, as the fire starts creeping towards it, they have that reserve of water just keeping it at bay. But then you got to think, there's always a shortage of water in California. and they just have 500 million fucking gallons under this museum. It's like, no, we're not going to ship the art and sculptures out to a safe place. We're just going to take all the water. Good luck, everyone else.
Yeah.
Water your lawn every other Thursday. But no, it was surprising to me.
It's been an alright show for the first one in the new studio, right?
I'm enjoying it.
I mean, we've had a pretty good time.
I have no frame of reference, so yeah, it's pretty cool.
We're getting up there, and
We got a third mic, a new place, a guest.
Oh yeah.
I have to say this is quite the upgrade.
yep.
Don't worry. I will be just as surprised with our next week's guest as you are.
It'll probably be Jay again.
It's all right. He's bringing beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Get invited back.
Oktoberfest.
It's by then. Will it be January?
It's all right. They're still selling it, so we'll still drink it.
I'll just have to go to a few stores and try to find
Yeah,
it.
whatever. You know how many times I've walked into a party store and grabbed a case of Pabst and been like, hey, this is expired. I'm still going to buy it, but it's cool. I just want to let you guys
How
know.
long
Can I
has
get
it been
discount?
sitting there?
Yeah, a week or two. It's Pabst. It's still good.
Did you see that? You sent me that video, Jason.
I'm gonna need a little bit more than that.
The Pabst video.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that video?
Yeah.
I think he sent it to you on Instagram.
Probably. I don't know if I've seen
The
it or not.
Pabst cases that hold.
99.
Oh, yeah.
The guy was willing
Yeah.
out a little fucking
Yep.
trolley.
Yep.
We got to find those.
I would
Yeah.
totally do it. Let's go.
We can hook it up from the rafters here in the
Oh.
new studio.
Yep.
And
What
just
we can
have.
We can get it for the delivery drivers meeting.
No,
Conference.
no, just for us. So we'll hang it up here from the rafters, coming right down, so we don't even have to get up. We just reach out in the middle.
Just shoots right out right here.
It's like a giant Pez dispenser that dispenses Pabst. It's a Pabst dispenser.
That was a long road to get to that answer.
I'm so in.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Ignore the guest. This is a great idea.
Sold. Radio for two, buddy.
You had me at Paps.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason there's a blue ribbon on there.
There is. It's a legit reason, too.
We can create a button that we can place right in the middle of the table. That when you press it, it just lowers it down. And you just grab one right off it. Right back up. You just have to refrigerate your whole rafters.
This is true.
You can do this. You're like handyman now.
Consider it done. Yeah.
Just duct tape a bunch of coolers together.
Yeah. I got coolers.
I got.
I
duct
have
tape.
those. I have
know,
those.
Howard, I
I
guess I'm
have
hearing
Pabst,
Pabst.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're good, man. Everything's good.
The new and improved podcast.
Yep.
Ow.
I think we're all set. Everything's tits
And beer.
and beer.
Sounds like a T-shirt.
And we may just have our first merchandise idea.
You're welcome. Since I didn't bring the beer this time, I had to throw out a
Yeah, bring in a
merchandise
little
So
item.
idea,
we'll need
yeah.
a rough sketch of this T-shirt concept when you bring the beer next week.
I'll see what I can do.
We'll get something.
You know, just tits and beers. Just a picture of some big old cans.
There's no. I was gonna say there's no visual right now, but we're good.
Oh
Whatever.
yeah, the people can picture big old cans of
Uh-huh.
Pabst.
Mhm.
I think that's where we wrap up.
I think this is the spot right now where we want to take one more second to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Hope it
Be
was a good
safe.
time.
Stick to those New Year's resolutions. You know we will.
Right
The
on top of
one. Should we pick one real quick?
that.
No,
Ooh, we might want to save that for the next one.
we might want to. Yeah.
Maybe we'll create a poll. Put it out there on social media.
There we go.
That'd make 2 polls for us. We're up to 2 now.
What's the other poll?
The beer, the Michigan craft beers. We're gonna take a poll on which one's better, right? Wasn't that something we talked about? No.
There are rumors.
Maybe I made that up.
There are rumors that the website may start containing a database of the Michigan beers that we've tasted with maybe some reviews.
Ooh, some sort of ranking system.
Yeah, Jared's mom gets a -1.
I hear a lot of bad things about Jared's mom.
Maybe we'll rank them based on Pabst cans.
Or boobs. Probably more PC to be Pabst cans.
This is definitely a good spot to wrap it up, though.
Yeah.
This is definitely the spot where we're.
The guesses went off the tracks.
You lost it a little bit.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
First time.
We've lost it equally, so.
Like episode 3.
We really want to thank everybody for all the support we've had so far. We've mentioned this time and time again, but we want to do it again because it's very important to us.
It's very encouraging for us to go out and do this. Not thinking we'd have as many listeners as we did right off the bat. We thank you.
Right away.
We see all the likes, we do get some comments here and there, and it just helps encourage us to continue doing this.
Yeah. In our minds, you want to keep listening to us, so we're going to keep talking, right? That's how we're going to do it. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.